Hi, could you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, my name is Manoj today. Basically, I'm from India. I'm a founder member and CEO of a company called Gyan Sagar Consultancy. This is a consultancy for education abroad, consultancy for students in India and other parts of the world. This is also a consultancy which is helping different corporations to get help in their communication strategies. At the moment, I'm in London after my post-graduation in corporate communication in London. I'm working here as an independent consultant as well. I still remember that day. It is very fresh in my memory. It was a very good environment. Before that, it is a festival season. There's a big festival in Maharashtra. Basically, I'm from Maharashtra, interior part of Maharashtra, a place called Qazi near Latur. And there's Ganesh Puja, Ganesh festival we call it. And you might seen in so many Bollywood films, idol which is having a face like elephant. And that was the last day of that. We were celebrating and having fun. There was a big procession like carnivals in the Western countries they do. So that was going on. It is a good vibe everywhere and enjoying. We enjoyed that thing, and then I was in my home discussing with family, and then went to bed. And in the morning, near about say 3 o'clock, suddenly I had a huge noise, and it is something like somebody is just with a big kind of machinery drilling in my house's wall, and everything was shattering. And I was just came out of my bed and just looking at things. Everything was shattering. The cupboard was shaking. There was glasses in my house. The pots and the steels and the glasses, they were falling down. And I thought maybe it's they are burglars, or maybe somebody's dacoits. They are coming in and for the money and the stuff. And I went back in my bedroom and I took out my weapons to counteract that. And then I started shouting, "Who is there? Who is there?" And I can felt that everything is shaking up. And then my mom, dad, they came out, and suddenly my dad, he said that this is not something which is what you're thinking is the thieves or something like that. This is an earthquake. And for what we were doing is a big mistake. We were getting inside our home to take a shelter, and then my dad called that, no, you should get out. Then I came out of that, and oh my gosh, I can still remember that thing. I saw my house, which is like, maybe like it was a straight one, and then it goes like this, and then later on again straight, and then again this. So it is almost like I can see it is like going in this direction, that direction, so many degrees, and everything was shaking up. All the peoples in my colony, they came out of the home, and then we were felt again few tremors again later on. So we spent all that night, I think, out of the house, and we were just then later on chatting and discussing about how it was going on. So it was very panic. People were crying, so that they are losing their dear ones, and they are losing their houses, everything what they have, and crying for the help. And it was very dangerous thing, The next day when we saw these things on the television, that was horrific picture. More than official figure says it is 9,748 people died, and more than 30,000 people injured, and huge loss because of devastating effects of this earthquake. So many villages, they were devastated fully, people buried. But unofficial figures, I think it is more than 10,000, 12,000 people died, and near about 80,000 people are injured in that incident, and huge loss of wealth in that part. It is almost around 6.4 Richter scale that was measured in that area. So after that, next day also we felt, after that week, next day we were also feeling some tremors, not like the heavy one, huge ones, what we felt. And later on there were epidemics because of these people died, and there are huge numbers of the people, especially in those areas where whole village is buried and devastated. Some villages, they don't have a single person who is left alive. So it was very dangerous, and then people started helping each other with the food and tried to keep out the people from the get out the people from that buried, thing where people are buried inside the big debris of these devastated houses and the stuff. Everywhere there is dirt, everywhere there is and after that, because of the rains as well, it started again getting worse things. Then later on, diseases because of they can't manage to get these people, to after their death to do all those things, So some people are like, the bodies are there lying over there and decomposing on that thing. They are not managed to do, to bury the people after their deaths, or maybe to do the rituals by giving the fire and all those things. So it is a very dangerous thing. People are getting very huge infections. The most interesting thing, I was having a pet, my dog, which I love very much. His name is Tinu, and my father was having a LML Vespa scooter, and this dog, before coming to that, 3 days before coming this kind of earthquake, we found a very interesting behavioral change in his, which had later on, till the time he died, it was there, that he started sitting on the top of that, scooter's seat, yeah. So it was kind of landmark. If somebody asks, where is my home? So this is, you go there and there will be a dog which is sitting on top of the seat of the scooter, yeah. And it was that from that day, we before a few days of that earthquake, we tried to, to tell him that no, sit down, but no, he was not ready. He's always sitting on top of that scooter, and we were wondering why suddenly he's starting that thing, Suddenly he started sitting on. It's because of, might be, they say that birds and these people, these animals, they change their behaviors because they come to know. And that was the interesting thing we found. And it was like later on, till the time he died, he was sitting on that thing.
In 1993, India is obviously a less developed country.
Yeah.
How would they today manage an earthquake?
I think after that, India had one in 2001 in Gujarat, and that was also a very bad thing. But still now, I think now they are having cells there for communicating these things, and crisis management department is there. The government is having that kind of thing where they are having the team of people to rescue, team of people to treat people, doctors and people, paramilitary forces. They are also trained how to deal with these kind of situations where they need to do that thing. There are some NGOs they had set up later on, and at that time, and since from that lessons, these 2 lessons, now they have this kind of people to manage this kind of situations, maybe flood or maybe earthquake.